I'm outside here at the #Comedy Studio, where they will be opening up their first ever venue here in the Short North Arts District.
Now on Spectrum News 1, the technological divide between city and rural schools in Ohio, the struggles of limited access to high-speed broadband, and how a new project is hoping to help fill in the gaps. Hello, and thanks for joining us. I'm AJ Hymiller, and we'll have more on that story in just a moment. Plus, restaurants in Cleveland are receiving grants that will go toward higher hourly wages for employees, the program that's making it all possible, and the risks and rewards that come with it. Who doesn't remember their childhoods of getting rubber ducks at the carnival? Now, an Orange County man is using his rubber duck collection for a good cause. Joe Kwan has a story. The United States is hosting the annual APEC Summit of World Leaders this week. It's the first time the U.S. has hosted since 2011, and leaders from the 21-member Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Group will gather in San Francisco to talk about how to better spur trade and economic growth across the Pacific region. But the main summit event will actually be on the sidelines, a face-to-face meeting between President Joe Biden and Chinese President Xi Jinping. This year's conference is happening against the backdrop of the frosty relationship between China and the U.S. and global turmoil from the Israel-Hamas war and Russia invasion of Ukraine. Authorities in Iceland have declared a state of emergency over fears of a likely volcano eruption. They're asking thousands of citizens to evacuate. And in this video, you can see roads have been cracked and damaged due to more than 2,000 recent reported earthquakes in the past couple of days. This region is no stranger to the quakes, and there's been more than 20,000 recorded in the area since late October. Coming up on Spectrum News 1. How one Cleveland small business is using a grant to increase hourly pay for their employees, and the risks and rewards that come along with it. Stay with us. Even though voters approved State Issue 1, the fight for abortion access in Ohio isn't over. Ohioans United for Reproductive Rights says it has a legal strategy to ensure current restrictions on abortion access are removed, now that a majority of Ohioans approved adding an amendment to the state constitution protecting reproductive rights. But opponents of the amendment, including the group Protect Women Ohio, and some state lawmakers say they plan to continue opposing the amendment and the option of abortion for Ohioans. I'm AJ Hymiller, and here's your Spectrum News in 90. Roughly 1/3 of Americans don't think flu or COVID vaccines are necessary for people not considered high risk for respiratory illnesses. That's according to a survey conducted by Ohio State's Wexner Medical Center. That same group of people also said they believe their vaccine decision does not have an impact on others. Ohio Senator Sherrod Brown visited the country's southern border over the weekend. He met with U.S. Border Patrol agents and other local law enforcement officials. Brown says he made the trip to talk about border security and efforts to stop drug cartels from bringing drugs like fentanyl into the U.S. Ohio officials and authorities are reminding drivers about the usual uptick in deer-related crashes this time of year. Since 2018, Ohio State Highway Patrol has reported more than 100,000 deer-related accidents. Almost half of those crashes happened between October and December.
More than 125 students from Siebert Elementary School spent Wednesday at the Knowlton School of Architecture for an educational exercise about landscape architecture. 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders were tasked with creating a plan view and a model of a new playground for their school.
We kind of started with the model views where we took and we made with paper and tape, we modeled some playground equipment based on the scale of a Lego, and we tested with the Lego person.
After months of working, the students finally pinned up their plan views. Although the playground design may never come to existence, this exercise was meant to expose the kids to different career fields.
For the Siebert students, it was really to expose them to the design disciplines, specifically landscape architecture.
Beyond stimulating the children's imaginations for a better playground, this exercise provided additional benefits as well.
They get to speak and respond about their artwork, which is amazing, because not often do they have people that give them that one-on-one to explain their work, because it's usually me and 27 of them in a room in 45 minutes.
The playground project enabled the students to grasp the essentials of being a landscape architect while emphasizing the importance of creativity in their designs.
I learned that you have to do a lot of math, you have to design, and you have to draw.
As the day came to an end, the kids of Siebert Elementary embraced the roles of landscape architects, setting the stage for them to become the next generation of creative problem solvers, and their efforts in transforming their own playground has made teachers, families, and themselves proud. I'm outside here at the #Comedy Studio, where they will be opening up their first ever venue here in the Short North Arts District. The studio, located right outside of the University District at 1253 North High Street, opened for business on Thursday, November 9th. This is the company's first brick-and-mortar building, and the brand new space is set to bring stand-up acts, live improv, workshops, and comedy guests from in and outside of the city. The goal for the company is to create a vibrant and inclusive hub for enthusiasts, artists, producers, and guests.
The chance to have a space for the whole community that I've met over the years doing improv, and kind of a new cool venue for comedy shows that may not have a stage. They'll find a stage here.
Hashtag Comedy has performed throughout various locations like Natalie's Grandview and even at local community festivals in Central Ohio.
We've had wonderful partners throughout the years, and we will still have those wonderful partners, but to also now be that partner for other people is a really cool and exciting thing, and maybe one of my favorite things about it as well.
The group is made up of over 25 people, and everyone at Hashtag is excited to welcome comedians and the Central Ohio community into their new home.
It's great to have our own space where we can publish new shows that we want to do, and we can be more creative and experimental with the shows that we do as well, because we have full ownership of the space.
And well, when you walk in through the doors, the new studio does not look like your typical comedy venue.
It's kind of like Grandma and Grandpa's basement in the 1970s, the latch hook rugs, and just some kitschy, fun decorations.
The Hashtag Comedy Company will continue to offer classes for those who are interested in learning what it takes to be part of the industry. The classes resume the second week of January. AJ Hymiller for Buckeye TV.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports that in 2021, nearly 1/3 of students experienced poor mental health. Now, because of numbers like that, One Ohio organization is working to change the lives of children who may be struggling with their mental health. Spectrum News reporter Kennedy Chase shows us how they plan to help even more young people.
Hi there, everyone. I hope you're having a good day so far. My name is Taylor Bruck, and here's your Spectrum News in 90. The Olentangy Schools Board of Education plans to ask voters to approve a $4.25 million levy for operating expenses and maintenance on the 2024 March ballot. That would allow $350 million in bonds to be used toward the construction of 5 additional school buildings. The Supreme Court of Ohio has released results from the July 2023 Ohio bar examination. Among the 820 first-time test takers, 80% received passing scores. 73% of 966 aspiring lawyers who sat for the exam passed. And Best Buy is recalling nearly 1 million Insignia electric pressure cookers due to burn risks. 17 users report suffering burn injuries, some of which are second degree and very severe. The retailer says the pressure cooker's inner pots have incorrect volume markings and it's causing hot food and liquid to spew from the device.
Quick update on the ones for you. I'm meteorologist Robin King. Despite a wet start to our Friday, there will be some dry time by the second half of the day. Just a few more showers possible across parts of mid and southern Ohio. Otherwise, dodging more chances of rain for Saturday. However, the wet day out of the forecast is on Sunday. Even heavy rain at times. Today, also the last warm day. Get outside and enjoy later on in the 70s.
Now on Spectrum News 1, an intense manhunt underway after the mass shooting in Maine Wednesday. Hello and thanks so much for joining us. I'm Taylor Bruck. Authorities focusing part of their search on the waters of the Androscoggin River and say the investigation will take days to complete. We're going to speak with local neighbors who share their reactions to the unfolding events. Plus, we are learning more about the Ohio Republican candidates for the 2024 U.S. Senate election. They're addressing the key concerns and needs of Ohioans and outlining their top priorities should they be elected to represent Ohio in Washington. Those stories and a check of your weather forecast is just ahead. Your afternoon on Spectrum News 1 starts right now.